Good morning, friends. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. Have I got something fun for us today? So I have two boxes to open. One of them, I only remember half of what I ordered, and the other one is 2 fruit trees. So let's get started. Okay, so I just got this box delivered. It's from Hudson Valley Seed Company. I've never ordered anything from them before, but I got served an ad on social media and the artwork really caught my eye. So let me show you. Very excited about this. Okay, so first and foremost, I ordered seeds from them. I got a package of broccoli rabe microgreens. And then I bought a whole bunch of seeds, partially for what they are, and partially for the gorgeous packaging. This one is a banana melon. It says a delicately flavored golden melon with glorious tropical notes. Look at the artwork, you guys. And the way these seed packets are put together, you can take them apart and you can save this. There's information written inside of this packet about sewing and all that kind of stuff, but these are all done by artists. And then we have a birdhouse gourd. And, oh, this is a bee nectary mix. So a blend of perennials and annuals to support the bees. This one, Brilliant Beet Blend. It's a mix of red, orange, and white beets. Then we have Campfire Rudbeckia, golden petals with painterly dark markings. See, I'm just so in love with these seed packets. They're so beautiful. And of course I had to get some catnip. Then we have an edible flower mix. This one is nasturtiums, borage, signet marigolds, and more. Do I already have some of these flowers, these seeds? Yes. But I still love the packaging, and I wanted to support this small company. Good bug blooms. Look how cute that is. Annuals like zinnias, cosmos, cornflowers, etc. that benefit beneficial insects. Kaleidoscope carrots. So that's just another mix. Red, white, purple, yellow, and orange mix of carrots. Then I have Midnight Garden Mix. This is blooms to attract pollinators at night. So they're night blooming flowers. I actually want to put these in my side garden, the cottage garden. Then we have Rainbow Chard and Shade Garden Mix. This is like Chinese forget-me-nots, Chinese houses, baby blue eyes, 5-spot, and larkspur. Then stinging nettle. Now you might wonder why on earth would I want to grow this? Well, number one, it has amazing medicinal properties. Number two, it makes a wonderful fermented plant juice as a fertilizer and protectant for your plants. So a lot of us have this growing natively near us, but we don't. So I want to have some of this. I'll keep it, probably put it in a pot so that it doesn't spread and go crazy. And then wild bergamot. And finally, this is the packet that when I saw it on social media, it caught my eye. This is Goth Garden. Look at that. Dark and sanguine tones of bachelor buttons, dianthus, Nymphalias gabiosa, celosia. I love it. Okay, so not only do they sow seeds, not only do they sell seeds, but they also have books and a lot of the artwork that's on the seed packets you can buy in print form and posters, and also note cards. So I got this packet of note cards. It's called the Garden Guardians. So you can see there's 8 of each of these. This art is by Jessica McCurrell, Marnie Hyen, or Jane, Kristen Egan, and Kariska. I'm sure I butchered all those names, but let me show you what's in here. So here's the first one. The Panther edamame soybean. That's a seed packet artwork. They've turned it into a card. This one, honey drop cherry tomato. Then we have, oh, this one's beautiful. Northern Lights Linaria. Look at those little toads. And the final one, this one's beautiful too. Mikado tomato. So, note cards. And actually what I do with these note cards is when someone orders a custom bouquet for me for somebody's birthday or, you know, whatever the event is, I don't put just a little business size card in with their flowers. I put a full-size note card in there so people can give me longer messages to put, and it's also a nice little keepsake for them too. So I do like to support smaller artists, artisans, and show off their work. All right, and then the final thing I got is a book called Foraging and Feasting, a field guide to wild food, and it's a cookbook. And I just love these kinds of things. Oh, and look at this. Those illustrations, so beautiful. So they'll tell you how to forage for these things safely and ethically. And then there's all kinds of recipes back here too. Relishes and spreads, sodas that you can make from like wild nettle and stuff, sandwiches, just all kinds of stuff. So I can't wait to dig into this book. The next box we have to open is the new fruit trees. Now I ordered these from Peaceful Valley last year sometime, probably in the summer. So I totally forgot that I even had these on order. And so I was very surprised when I got this big box delivered. And then I saw the label and I thought, oh, I forgot. Okay. Whoops, it's upside down. Okay, so they've wrapped them together. There are 2 trees in here. And they are bare root. So before I even try to plant these, they're going to need to soak in a bucket of water for about an hour, maybe more. But the 2 trees that are in here, this one is a Fuyu persimmon. And then this one is a 4 different variety apple. So we've got an Anna apple, a Fuji apple, Gordon apple, and a Dorset. So I haven't heard of Anna. Let's see. Remarkable first for midwinter climates in Southern California and Arizona, heavy crops of sweet, crisp, flavorful apples, even in low desert. Fresh cooked, keeps 2 months in the refrigerator, 200 hours. So I have to have low chill hours here because, you know, we don't get that cold and we don't get that cold for that long. So it's really important that we, these are all low chill. So then also this Gordon apple, red over green skin, good quality for fresh use and cooking, self-fruitful, zones 5 through 10. So self-fruitful meaning it doesn't need another apple variety to set fruit. However, now with all of these, I will have 7 or 8 different varieties of apples out there that can help each other set fruit. So these trees are very close to breaking bud. So probably tomorrow morning, I'll put them in a bucket of water and get them going to soak so we can find a place to put them outside. The reason I'm not doing it today is that I don't have a location chosen yet, and I've got some other stuff on tap today. I'm getting 5 yards of compost delivered so that I can fill the all the beds, the birdies beds, and the keyhole beds and everything, and add a fresh layer of compost to the entire garden in preparation for planting. All of that's arriving this afternoon. And basically that's what I'm going to be spending my day tomorrow doing, is moving compost. And then I'll give you probably an update tour of things, because stuff is starting to pop up and bloom. Oh, look, this that's a snapdragon that's self-sowed from last year and is blooming. And you can see the tulips are starting to come up in here. We've got lots of California poppies as well. Tulips starting to come up in here too. I do need to come through and hoe for all these little weeds that don't belong. But the main reason we're in here right now is I want to show you guys the hens. From what I've read, now this is I've only had chickens, in March it'll be a full year that I've had chickens. I have 2 different batches in here. So I have 2 different batches of hens in here. The first ones were born in March of last year. This is lettuce that's kind of brown, and even though it's still fine to eat, I'm just gonna give it to the hens. Hi babies, it's all right. So I have 4 hens from the original 9, because 5 of them were killed by a bobcat this past summer, all in the same day. That was fun. And then the 4 that remained are now 10 months old. So birds molt. That means they lose their feathers and grow new feathers. It's not frequent, probably about once a year, but in general, chickens don't molt until they're about 18 months old. So I expected this first batch of chickens that were born in March of 2023 to be molting at the end of summer, this summer, into fall. And my 4 newer chicks that were born in August, they haven't started laying yet, so you know they're still young. But what has happened, and I don't know why, is that 3 of my original 4 chickens have decided January, when they're only 10 months old, is the best time to molt. So that's tough, because as you can imagine, if you don't have all your feathers and it's wet and cold, it's a lot harder to keep warm. Thankfully, we've had a pretty warm winter, and they seem to be doing just fine. They don't look great. I'll show you in a minute. But one of the things I'm doing for them is that giving them lots of protein. So during a molt, they'll stop laying altogether because they put all their energy into putting new feathers out. And they need a lot of protein. Not so much calcium, but a lot of protein. So I am giving them lots of sunflower seeds and mealworms and things like that, things that they enjoy. And the other hens, of course, are loving that too. But they really need that to help with their feather production. And they are growing their feathers back. I mean, I can see them. They're looking ragged, but they're definitely new feathers coming in. And I'm not trying to touch these gals because apparently it's kind of uncomfortable. They don't want to be held. They don't want to be petted. They don't want to be touched when they're molting. So I'm just trying to leave them alone. Okay, so here's Francine. And you can see the back of her neck there, looking pretty awful. That's just feathers coming in. And here's Lucy. She's also losing around her neck and some other places too. I'm assuming that this is going to be a partial molt, and they won't go all the way, I hope, until they're 18 months old, just because it's still chilly right now. And then Ethel, she's also looking rough. One thing I find really interesting is that their combs shrink when they're molting. Their combs will shrink when they're not laying. So one of the ways to tell if your chickens are still laying, like if you're always finding, like in my case, I'm always finding 1 egg, and I know that the younger 4 aren't laying yet. So I'm assuming that it's Flo, because Flo is not molting and still has a big floppy red comb and wattles. But the other gals, you can see their combs are short now. They look more like immature chickens. They kind of look more like these gals than they do a matured hen. So I know that chicken keepers already know all this stuff, but I just find it fascinating because I've never kept hens before, and we're coming up in March on a full year. And yeah, I didn't think we'd be doing the molting thing yet. But you know what? Nature's nature, it does what it wants to do. So I'm gonna get these guys some mealworms, and we'll probably wrap up for now. I'll come back tomorrow with getting all the compost moved, because next week we're gonna start planting some lettuce and stuff in the home garden. I'm so excited. Also, back out at the farm, probably Monday, with a new technique to put those sleeves in the ground, and I think it's gonna work like a charm, and I'll actually make a whole lot of progress on the deer fence, which is the priority at this point. Okay, thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I know it was a quick video, but hopefully you got something out of it and you saw some really cool stuff. Check out Hudson Valley Seeds. I will link them below. They're obviously in New York, but really, really cool. I mean, their artwork, the artwork is beautiful. I probably will end up buying some prints just because I love them so much. Thanks again for hanging out with me. I hope you have a wonderful time in your garden, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.